everyone, welcome to this geometry word problem review video. In this video, we're going to discuss how to solve word problems dealing with geometry figures. Oh yeah, I've included some of those figures and the formulas here. It may be pretty small in the video to see, which is fine because most of these formulas can be found online in your math book. And so if you need those formulas, definitely make sure to look there. When doing a geometry word problem, you should follow a 5-step procedure. I call this step 0. Step 0, you should draw it out. Step number 1, identify the geometric formula you need. You'll need to find it online or using a formula sheet like this. Step number 2, enter the known values into the formula. So they'll give you some values, you'll enter those in, and then you'll want to solve for the unknown value. Lastly, when you're done, step number 4, you should go in and make sure that you've answered the actual question they asked. That's super important. Sometimes you'll solve for something, you'll get x equals 7, but 7 is not actually the answer they're looking for. We'll do an example here in just a second. In fact, let's do it now. Let's say that we've got a rectangle. I'm going to draw it out. A rectangle's length is 7 more than its width, so I'm going to call the width x. And the length here is 7 more than that, so x plus 7. Okay. It says that the perimeter is 134. Find the length and width. So this is a perimeter of a rectangle. So let's go to our rectangle here and use the perimeter formula. The perimeter formula is P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the W. Let's plug in these values. The perimeter is 134. The length is x plus 7. And the width is 2x. Okay, now I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to distribute the 2 here. 134 equals 2x plus 14 plus 2x. Let's combine our like terms. I'm going to get 134 equals 4x plus 14. I'm now going to subtract this 14 over. I get 120 equals 4x. Now we divide by 4 to both sides. I get x equals 30. Good. So we did it. We drew it out. We identified the formula. We entered the known values in. And then we solved for the x, the unknown value. Now we need to make sure to answer the question. It says find the length and width. Okay, well, let's find out. X equals 30 here. So as I go back to my picture, I know that the width then would be 30. And the length would be 30 plus 7. So it's 37. So we would say that our answer is 30 centimeters by 37 centimeters. That's our answer for this rectangle. Let's do the triangle. Okay. Triangle. Let's draw a triangle here. Whoop. It says the second angle. Oh, I'm going to label this. Let's call this the first angle. Let's call this the second angle. Let's call this the third angle. So it says the second angle of a triangle is 30 degrees more than the first. Now, I don't even know what the first is. So let's call the first x. Now the second, since we just read the second angle of the triangle, is 30 degrees more. So it would be x plus 30. It then says the third angle is 20 degrees less than 3 times the first. Ooh, we got to translate this. 20 degrees less than 3 times the first. So 3 times the first would be 3x, and it's 20 degrees less. So those are my 3 angles. Okay, cool. We drew it out. Step number 1. The next step is to identify the geometric formula. We're dealing with angles of a triangle. Let's see if we've got angle. Ooh, look at this one. Angles of a triangle. All angles add up to 180 degrees. So that's the formula I'm going to use. Let's enter in our known values. The first angle is x. The second angle is x plus 30. And the third angle is 3x minus 20. And I know that all angles of a triangle will have a sum of 180 degrees. Now let's solve. X plus 3x, that's 5x. And 30 minus 20 is 10. We minus the 10 over to get 5x equals 170. And 170, when we use a calculator, divided by 5, gives us a value of x equals 34. Okay, now, That's step 2 and 3. Step 4 is make sure to answer the question. The question says find the measure of each angle. Now notice if you said your answer is 34, you haven't answered the question yet. So make sure to go in and really answer that question correctly. I'm going to plug in 34 here into this one. And so I know the first angle is 34. And when I plug 34 into this x, I find out that the answer for the second angle is 64 degrees. And when I plug 34 into this x, I have to do 3 times 34, which is 102 minus 20. That comes out to be 82. So it's these three angles and answers that this question is asking for. Now it's your turn to try 3 problems. Go ahead and pause the video and give these 3 a try. See how you do. And when you're ready to check your answers, you can unpause the video and we'll see how you did. Okay, let's check out this one here. It says the base of a triangle is 20 meters. We know that the area is 100 square meters. Okay, so we're talking about area of a triangle. Let's find that formula right here. Ooh, look at this. Here it is. Area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. So if that's good. So we drew it out. We identified the formula. Let's enter in the known values. I'm going to enter in 100 for the area. 1/2. The base is 20. And we don't know the height. That's what we got to figure out. I know that 20 times 1/2 is 10. So I get 100 equals 10h. Divide by 10. And we find out that h equals 10. And so the answer is 10 meters. That's the height of that triangle. Okay, not too bad. Let's go to the next one. A rectangle has a length that is 4 more than twice its width. Okay. If the perimeter is 68, find length and width. Okay, perimeter of a rectangle. We've already used that formula. That's P equals 2L plus 2W. Good. We identified the formula. Let's enter in the known values. I know that the perimeter is 68. The length is 2x plus 4. And the width is 2x. Let's distribute in the 2 to get 4x plus 8 plus 2x. So that comes out to be 68 equals 6x plus 8. Minus the 8 over, we get 60 equals 6x. So x equals 10. Let's make sure we answer the question here. What's the length and width? So the width would be x, which is 10. So 10 is our width. And our length then would be, we'd have to type in 10 here. So 2 times 10 is 20 plus 4 is 24. And that would be in meters. It's always good to label your answers as well. So the width is 10 meters and the length is 24 meters. The volume of a right circular cylinder. Ooh, I don't know that. Good thing we've got the formula here. You might have to look it up if it's too small in the formula paper here. It's V equals pi r squared h. I'm not going to draw it out because it's 3D and it's hard to draw in 3D. So in this one, I'm going to skip step 0 and go right to the formula. I know that the volume is 100. I've got pi. They told me to use 3.14. I've got the radius, which is 5, so that's squared. And then I've got h here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do 5 squared. That's 25. So it's 100 equals 3.14 times 25 times h. We're going to have to use a calculator to multiply these. We get 78.15 equals 100. And then we'll divide by 78.15 to get our final answer for h. Sorry, it was just 78.5 that we need to divide by. And when we divide, we get about 1.27 centimeters. That's our answer for that one. So we've used a bunch of different formulas, and we could come up with tons of different questions, all having to do with these formulas here. Again, use these 5 procedures to help you out, and you should be good with word problems. Thanks for watching.